Alrighty then, so we're gonna spray it. This is the Centerfold. We're gonna spray it with just overnight water, which is pH 6, the water. And I'm gonna measure the pH of the wrap. I'm gonna spray both sides. And you can see how it looks now. And we're gonna let it saturate. See all the rips here, and that's all needs to be filled in and supported. And this area here is God knows what we're gonna do here, right? So we're gonna have to figure this one out. But it's gonna be like half a mil here, half a mil here, probably like a mil between here and here to fill in this gap, and then half a mil for the staple and a mil of the furnish for the triangular areas, right? So actually this is not a bad wrap, even though there are plenty of rips in it. Like there's a rip here, I can see there are rips here, rip here, rip here, rip here, rip here, rips everywhere, right? So we're gonna have to be careful dealing with this, guys, right? So let it sit for 10 minutes and then come back and measure the pH. All right, let's take a look at the pH here. pH 5. The other thing is, because it's so fragile, I'm actually going to spray it with betaine. This is a betaine spray, so it's calcium hydroxide with some betaine, and it's pH 8 right now. So betaine has been shown to add reinforcement capabilities to the paper. And it's also has an anti-deacidification properties to it, and anti-aging at the same time with the paper. And this solution I'm using here is about 3% betaine. And I'm going to spray both sides with the solution and let it penetrate and act. And then we'll do the deacidification. And the last step I'm going to do also is respray it with betaine right before I do the leaf casting. All right, so I decided to do this wrap actually in situ, just to gauge what the pH is going to be at the end and all that. Just easier for me to figure it out that way. And then I'll do the other wraps in the calcium hydroxide bath. And this spray here has in it betaine, and has in it also glycerol. Glycerol, just like 1 ml of glycerol for the entire 25 fluid ounces, right? Not a lot of glycerol here. You don't want it to be too sticky at the end, right? Glycerol has a sticky nature to it, but it's also a good chemical to make the wraps more pliable, because right now they're very brittle. So betaine, glycerol, and calcium hydroxide, pH about pH 10, I think. But we want the wrap to be at the end about pH 8, right? Okay, and this is going to be the final spraying, and we'll measure the final pH after this spray. It's going to be probably about 8. So the last one I measured was about a 7. Took about 2 sprayings with 10 minutes in between to reach 7. So now we're gonna be probably at 8 after the spraying. Spray both sides again, let it sit for 10 minutes and evaluate. Look at that, pH 8. Perfect. So now what we're going to do is spray it with betaine solution and calcium hydroxide solution that is at pH 8, right? And I'm going to spray it. And then we're going to do the leaf casting. You see this area here, I had to reconstruct from that mushed up pieces of paper that were in there. But I could just get rid of all of that and just rebuild it with leaf casting. We'll see. So sprayed one side, let's spray the other side. This is slightly inverted this way, so we have to put it back. And then turn it around. Kind of a wet operation here, guys. That can be all Tengujo in here. All right. We'll see. All right, in 10 minutes we'll come back and do the leaf casting. So the betaine I sprayed this with is a biosurfactant. It has some cleaning properties to it, right? So this here is from here to here is entirely split, right? So this here can be just Tengu tissue, I would say would be fine. We'll get some of that. So we can put it from here to here. And then brush it with methylcellulose and nori paste, diluted nori paste. This will be pressed ultimately, so it'll keep it nice. And then this area here, I would say a small piece of Tengu tissue might be called for. There we go. And I'm going to also support the staple area up here. And I think the other staple area might be over here. So this will get some furnish alongside these areas here, which I lined up nice, but they moved since. So here we go. That should do it. As far as Tengu, I don't see any tears there, but See. This wrap is actually one of the best wraps of the whole book. The fiber I'm making here is going to be a mix of these three colors. So I have here a honeycomb color that is cotton, and artist paper essentially doesn't have any lignin in it and is acid free. So a third is going to be this, and the other third is going to be grosser craft, and this is gives the mix a little bit darker color because my page is a bit dark. And finally the abaca, bleach abaca, I'm going to use a third of that. So a third, a third, a third. And if I get a close enough match, I'm going to go with that. I'm not going to play around too much with the matching here. The idea is to just to stabilize the book at this point, and if the color is close enough, it's close enough. Alrighty then, so I made the mix, and you can see that it is 1.8 grams of fiber essentially, and I put that into 180 mils of water, and that will give me, every mil of this will give me 0.01 gram of fiber at the end that I need to dispense. So this is my mix, and hopefully it's close enough. I'll make a little patch and I'll show it on the screen so you can see it here in the video. If I don't show it in real time, I'll show you the patch now, how it looks like in comparison to the color of the inside, right? The furnish already has formation aid in it. It's a 1% fiber of your choice. I'm gonna do we're gonna do 1 mil and that will deliver the 0.01 gram of fiber in here. 1 mil is all you need here, right? That should do it, and that would give you the fiber that isn't going to be more or less, right, than the thickness of the remainder of the wrap. 1 mil here. And this is 1/2 mil here, 1/2 mil here, but we'll assess it after we add it. So this is this area here and this area here. You can brush it first with methylcellulose if you'd like before you add the 1/2 mil. That's 1/2 mil there. There's a rip there, I see. I'm going to cover it just quickly with some furnish. A little bit of furnish acts like a sealant of this rip. Right? And then rip here. Now that my vision is better, I can see better. Rip here. Right? Rip here. Rip here. Then this area here, 1/2 mil. Some more here, like this much. Okay, and then here, just like a 1/4 of a mil should do. It's not much, so I'm gonna just without resetting the pipetter, I'm just gonna use about this much. It's about 1/4 of a mil. Then you can use a brush alongside your spatula to distribute the fibers better. And I'm not using any felt underneath or paper towels. I'm keeping everything nice and wet. To give me time to work on distributing the fibers, right? This is where the staple will go. Second bottom staple will go down here. And then this here is got about 1 mil. And this here got about 0.5 mil. Plus this got just a little squirt, this little squirt. This is another rip here. I could add a little bit of furnish. Keep them nice and narrow here. And this here. And this got 0.5 mil, so these two 1 mil total. And maybe, even though I already did this here, I'll add a little bit to the middle. I did the Tengu tissue here. I'll add a little bit of like this much to the middle, so that it seals between the holes of the staple. Seals it better, right? You could distribute it there. All right, I think we're good here. So I'm just gonna put the other Remy sheet on the top, dry it with a paper towel, and then press it. And the pressing is done overnight with a few changes of paper towels. That's it.